I wouldn't want to be responsible for depriving you of your sleep, Warden.
Now, tell me, have you had an opportunity to look at the new library wing?
It's certainly going to be a great improvement. When will it be finished?
By Easter, we hope. Perhaps we shall see you at the opening.
I shall look forward to it.
But I must be off. I can hardly be late for the Vice-Chancellor.
Gowns, gowns, gowns. It was difficult to recognize people after 10 years or more, though far too many of them had no difficulty in recognizing me.
How do you think of all your plots? I can't imagine how you dream up some of the things you write about.
The Vice-Chancellor, surrounded by the female dons in reverential attitudes suggestive of a prayer meeting, gave a little speech adorned with classical tags and unveiled a sundial. From out of the crowd, Miss Lydgate, my former tutor, emerged to greet me. It always seemed to me that, as any student of literature must, she knew all of the sins of the world by name, but it was doubtful whether she recognized them when she met them in real life.
You really must come and see me on Sunday morning. It is so heartening to find someone who keeps up a scholarly standard of English, even in writing mystery fiction. Mr. Vine is also a fervent admirer of yours.
I don't think I recall a Mr. Vine.
Oh, how silly of me. You can't possibly know her. She's our new research fellow.
I remember the name now. Wasn't she head of one of the big provincial colleges?
Yes, she was provost of Flamborough for 3 years. But it really wasn't her kind of thing. Too much administration. It wore her out. But come and meet her. She's been cornered by that frightful Miss Gubbins.
Miss Devine's iron-grey locks were supported by a forest of hairpins, which gave her something of the air of the White Queen.
Dear me, what a very uninspired young woman Miss Gubbins is. She seems to think I should have torn Mr. Winterlake to pieces for a trifling error in his book on the Earl of Essex.
But I sensed that hers was a mind as immovable as granite.
It's a great mistake to see one's own subject out of proportion to its background. The error should be corrected, of course.
Mr. Vine, I've brought along somebody I know you're anxious to meet. This is Miss Vane.
Oh, how delightful. Oh, do let me say how much I enjoyed your last book. I was discussing it with Professor Higgins, and he suggested a most interesting possibility.
So that's where you've got to. The Vice-Chancellor's taken himself off so we can get rid of this filthy old bombazine and show off our party frocks. Give me your gown, Miss Vane. Has it got your name on it?
Yes, it has.
You too, Mr. Vine.
Oh, thank you.
I'll chuck them into the senior common room.
Yes, how kind. Oh, dear. Is my hair untidy?
It is a trifle. Let me help you.
Thank you. That's very kind.
The afternoon passed off reasonably painlessly. The dons fell ravenously on the cakes and ices. The only unpleasantness was provided by Miss Hilliard, the history tutor who had never liked me.
Well, Miss Vane, you've had some very varied experiences since we saw you last.
At the Gaudy dinner, Mary Stokes had grabbed the place next to mine. I hoped that the screeching of 200 female voices would make conversation impossible, but Mary still managed to come up with the question I'd been praying no one would ask.
Do tell us about Lord Peter, Harriet. What is he really like?
Seeing that he got me out of prison and probably saved me from being hanged, I'm naturally bound to find him delightful.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't think.
And I did not fare much better when I took coffee with the Dean and members of the Senior Common Room, where I was obliged to give a summary of the book I was working on. A fellow, who answered to the name of Miss Barton and who seemed rather obsessed with criminal reform, pounced upon me before I had a chance to finish.
Forgive me, Miss Vane, for speaking frankly, but after your own horrible experience, I wonder that you care about writing that kind of book.
I know what you're thinking, that anyone with properly sensitive feelings would rather scrub floors for a living. But I should scrub floors very badly, and I write detective stories rather well. I don't see why proper feelings should prevent me doing my proper job.
Oh, but surely you must feel that terrible crimes ought to be taken seriously and not just made into an intellectual game. I mean, this Peter Wimsey...
And suddenly everyone, the Dean included, began to ask me questions about Peter, and I was hard-pressed to keep my temper. Fortunately, from the far end of the room, the bursar raised the subject of the college drains, on which all the fellows seemed to have something to say, and it was soon time to retire. Mr. Vine insisted on walking back with me to Burley Building.
Miss Vane, I admired you for speaking as you did tonight. I imagine you come across...